want you to understand that there's a difference between being a legal owner and an equitable owner, or rather a beneficial owner. Being a legal owner essentially means that your name appears on the title deed, like you are the registered owner of that property, and if you go and do a search, we will find out that you're the registered owner of the property. But if you're an equitable owner or a beneficial owner, it then means that you're deriving benefits out of that property regardless of the fact that your name does not appear on the register. So if you go and do a search, we will not find you there. Your interests have not been registered on the register at the lands registry. You're just getting benefits out of that property. And I'm here to tell you that when you have an equitable interest or a beneficial interest, which is a creation of the laws of equity and trust, this is something that was brought up to curb injustice, because it appears that those people who are owning property legally, like you are the registered legal owner of the property, have the tendency of trying to occasion injustice to other people just by the fact that the title is in their name. So we had to create this issue of being an equitable owner to curb those injustices. So when you're an equitable owner, you have an overriding interest over that property, and your right is given much more preference, a higher preference than that of the legal owner. I hope you're getting it. So for example, if let's say you went and bought a piece of land and somebody died without having transferred a piece of land to you, you are a beneficial owner of that property. And even if the beneficiaries to that person who sold the property to you, the deceased person, are like, oh, we're doing succession, we don't care about your agreement. No, you have a claim over that land by the fact that you already paid for that land, and now you are forcing them to do the transfer to you. You are a beneficial owner. Or perhaps spouses, you understand what I mean? Like, let's say a matrimonial home, the home could be under the name of one spouse, but the other spouse is holding a beneficial interest over that land by the fact that he or she is benefiting out of that piece of property. So that person who is legally registered cannot claim that that land is theirs to their use exclusively. That's another example. We are talking about, let's say during inheritance, the elder brother gets to hold property, gets to hold all the property of the deceased parent under their name. These other siblings have a beneficial interest to that property, or the rest of the other beneficiaries have got a beneficial interest to that property that is being held by that elder brother, sister, or a parent. Let me give you an example. So two people have been married, a wife and a husband. The mother-in-law, the mother to the son and the father to the son. So the mother-in-law and the father-in-law decide to give their son a piece of land. They go on, execute agreements over that, but they fail to get to the stage of actually transferring and changing ownership from the mother and the father to the son. So during this period where the mother and the father have gifted their son these properties, the son goes and convinces the wife that so and so, let us build here. My parents have gifted me these properties for our use. So the wife goes ahead, they build up rentals and all that, and they enjoy the property. So what happened? This marriage hits a deadlock, and the wife decides to leave it. Before leaving, they had already built rentals and the wife was taking up the rent. So after leaving, 2 months later, the mother-in-law decides to go and change management. So the wife is no longer receiving the rent. The mother-in-law is claiming the land belongs to me and my husband, and not to you and your husband. And as such, I have every right to remove you from taking rent out of this property simply because you've decided you no longer want to be this marriage. So in this scenario, the wife is a beneficial stroke equitable owner, and the mother and the father are the legal owner, the registered owner, but the wife and the husband are equitable owners. I hope now you can see the difference. So that the next time somebody may try to intimidate you because you don't have a title deed, you have no claim over this property. No, it is not a title deed that gives you the local standard to lodge a claim. If you can prove to court that you are having beneficial interest in this property, or you're having an equitable interest in this property, then the court is going to listen to you and compensate you accordingly before the legal owner can actually say the property is mine to the exclusion of other people. I hope now you understand.